So before we keep going, working on our websites, we're going to be doing one little thing. Everybody is going to pull up your website in a new tab here, log into Google. You'll also have Drive here. We're going to be working with both. But very quickly, what I want you to do first, before you do anything else, is go to your website. And there's an important little aspect here that you needed to be doing. You can add, obviously, all these different components to your website one at a time. Today, we are going to work on our slideshows on Petroleum and hopefully finish those up. So they will be sitting here in Drive, and you will then go back to your website eventually under your geography class, and you are going to add right here, add from Drive, your slideshow that you are both creating with your partner. But I've been telling you to publish, which is fine, except it's giving me the rights to edit, which also means it's giving everybody else the right to edit. So it's really not fine. So pay attention to what happens when I click publish. There's this little window that comes up way down here on mine. Not exactly sure. I'm hoping it's the same place for you. But it says your site has been, okay, wait a minute, published, and you want to go to view it in its original site. This is actually the link that you need to be giving everybody. So this is your official website link, not this. Look at the difference between this nightmare of a URL, because it's in edit mode, versus what happens when you click view, and view published site is also right there. So go to the view published site and please collect that URL, copy it all, go back into my classroom, which I'm going to put over here. You can also do this with yours, make all your tabs line up, and go back down where we filled out that form. Here's the Google form. It was on October 5th. Go back to that Google form and please just give me your new site so that I don't end up with, this is what it looks like now. So you can see almost everybody that's put in their site is just crazy. So let's start over, and maybe I'll go ahead and, no, I'll leave it here. That's fine. You guys are capable of going back down, find the form, and resubmit your site, please. I'm sorry about that, but that was kind of an important step in this new version that I didn't realize had to happen. So that's all you're doing with your site today, because I don't think we'll have time to upload the presentation. But now you're going to go to Drive. So go to your Drive. And by the way, when I say the checkerboard, this is your checkerboard. So you can click it and you should be able, your order will be different, but you have your sites, your Drive, and sites, what we'll be using a lot. And then you want to go into Drive. So you're in Drive, and this is what I call, Drive is your file cabinet. So if you created your own slideshow and shared it with your partner, then it's going to be in Drive. And you have a drop-down menu too to the left here, so you can click that and go down and see all your classes. I know you don't have that much up there right now, but if your partner made it, if you did not start the slideshow, but your partner did it and shared it with you, it's going to be here under Shared with Me. So when you click that, you would see the slideshow that they shared with you. And now what you can do is go up and you'll see where it is, and you will just take it and you can drag it into whichever folder you want. I would drag it into your geography folder. You want to make sure you stay organized in this folder just like you would in your binder. So that's what you're doing. So you're going to open up your slideshow that you started on last Wednesday, I think it was. And you want to make it, this is the title, Global Flow of Petroleum, or something like that, that has the same topic. We're looking at petroleum all over the world, whatever you want to call it. But there are certain topics that I want you to follow, and these are them. This is where you should stop the video and add to your slideshow. And this is where two of you are working at a time. You do not need to be sitting next to each other. And you can be looking at other things too. I realize it's explore. You can, if it says explore, one of you can be looking at more of the aesthetics of what you want to use. But don't get too caught up in the prettiness of it all. It really needs to be grammatically correct. Obviously, please make sure that these are all the titles. the first letter is capitalized, your name is capitalized, and here's what you're going to cover. First slide, where petroleum comes from. Second slide, where is it produced? Third slide, what is OPEC? OPEC. What is OPEC's role? How is it consumed? Who are the world's biggest consumers? And you can just write world's biggest consumers. You don't need to write it all out in full sentences. Why use fossil fuels? Like, what is the benefit of it? There's a big reason, mostly because it's easy to get to. It's cheap to produce. Coal is very abundant right now. And now with the role of natural gas too, there's a lot of companies that have realized that their supplies under the U.S., but they come with risks. So we've gone over all those. Those are all in your comp book. So make sure you also add the disadvantages. And then there's a lot of alternatives. People are moving in new directions, and there's a lot of reasons that people are agreeing that this is the way to go. So make sure you are doing a good presentation. I want to just look at quickly how the format should be. I'm going to actually highlight all of these because I recommend, and by the way, you insert right here. You can insert with this plus button, new slides, or there's also, it tells you little shortcuts here, but when you want to add a new slide, the shortcut is Control M. So just add your, I'm saying 9, you might want to break them into 10, but you're going to have about 10 slides. And so add all your slides. But then one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the first one and I'm going to click on the last one, but I'm going to hold the shift as I click the last one to collect all of these. And I actually want to change the layout. Slide, I want to change the apply layout. And if you look at apply layout, you'll see that it gives you all different ideas of what you can do as far as how you want your presentation to look. And I recommend this one. Title in 2 columns. So it's going to put 2 columns in every slide. This one will be where you bullet your information. So here's just, for example, how I would bullet. You want to make sure the font is going to be big enough to read if you're in the back of the classroom. I would recommend 30. And look at more, probably single space. This right here is line spacing, but you want to really explore all of these. These are really important. And then bullet them. And then you can also, once you click all that, I can add animation, which is insert here. I can insert animation. And that means that, okay, I'm just going to click in by paragraph, which is the same as by bullet. Right? So now what it would look like is, let me just show you, push play. As I click it, they come in one at a time, like that. So that's how you add animation, and that's all here, insert animation. But you also want to take time. I'm not going to go through all of these right now, but you want to keep it simple, but I would recommend making sure that you are bulleting. So when you're typing, right, as you're typing in the box, you'll see this toolbox form, and click more so that you see your whole toolbar. You want to make sure you're bulleting. You want to make sure that you are inserting animation, and you want to make sure that you have a slide layout that is in 2 columns. And the reason why is you're going to have your main reasons here for alternatives to fossil fuels. So if you have wind power, then maybe over here your picture will be a picture of wind. So on one side you'll have the bullet information, and then on this side you'll just have a simple picture, but you will also have to insert a text box right below it with the URL, and that can be in really tiny font. Where did you get your picture from? So you need to make sure that you are following all the directions when you go back to classroom. Down here where you watched how to insert pictures, sorry, it was the last day we were in here, how to insert pictures, make sure you follow all the rules for that. So One thing I do not want you to do, I have in here how to, whoops, slideshow I wrote, slideshow, how not to, where was that one? There was a great example. Here we go. Do not do this. This is an example of a PowerPoint. We're not doing PowerPoint anymore. That's kind of outdated. But this is what you do not want to do. Oh, whoops, this is not opening the PowerPoint. This is, there we go. So this is showing you basically one slide. Now, I hope you can see what's wrong with this. This is called death by PowerPoint. If you put this up on the slideshow, the entire class is going to fall asleep in 3 seconds. Nobody wants to read all this. It's boring. It's long sentences. You should not even have any sentences. So don't put large blocks of text like that. Emphasize just the main points. 6 by 6, no more than 6 bullets. Use pictures. Right? This is not, has no pictures on it. There's a lot they could have put in Department of Agriculture just to make sure that we see Chile. There's a lot. So use pictures. What do you think is wrong with this one? The font is okay, but the coloring is horrible. It's not easy to read, even though it might look like it's got bling. It's really, really bad. Loud, garish colors. Avoid text colors that fade into the background like this. Yellow fades right into green. It's really hard to read. So look at the size, though, is good, right? We can read that. And the other thing that's good about this is that it's not full sentences, right? This is just the basics. So there's some good in here, but the color is terrible, and that's what distracts from everything. Avoid red and green, blue and yellow. This is another one. You do not want this on a slide. Way too much picture, overwhelming pictures. Keep it simple. 1 or 2 pictures on a slide is enough. So don't make it more than that. Here's another one that is not great. This one is just kind of, oh, I see. They have animation going on here that is, you're not going to see because I'm not putting it in. But they have like the inserting animation that's bouncing all over the place. Remember, I wanted you to add animation over here. That's what this is. But just fade it in on a click, right? Just do that. I showed you how to do it. Keep it simple. Don't make it bounce all over the place or like go to some bomb sound. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to keep going because I think I really need to make sure that this slide can, my video can be uploaded. So file not found. This is another important one. Let me just show you real quick. On your slideshow itself, please make sure up here in the blue box, everything you do, you need to click share. Then you're going to go get a shareable link. And you're going to click it again because you don't want just anybody at Grossmont Union High School to view it. I click it again, go to more, and then go on to here. Anyone with the link. These are professional. There's not going to be anything personal on here. So do anyone with the link and just save. That's the last thing you need to do on your slideshow. Okay? So please do that. This is your link right there. Copy it. But you don't really need to right now because you're not sharing it. So you're done. Just make sure then up here you should have a picture of a person. Anyone can share it when you click over it. Okay, so please create your 10 slides and do your best. Make sure you went back to publish your website as well and get everything done for today. We will tomorrow go on to achieve, and then on Wednesday we'll polish both. That's it. Bye.